Chris and Ganeshi Pawo want to just give you some basic angles and some play and some technique with the stick. And again, we're going to go kind of slowly so that we can see how the legs and the hips and the opening and closing of the shoulder and hip quads work to add power to these motions. But again, we're going to start with just a traditional 5, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now when we do this, check out my hip turns, closing this quad, and it comes down when I open it. And then I close the quad over here, which brings this close and opens it again. So if you think about Karami and Kempo, if you remember how Kempo would have a strike and then it'd pop itself. So it would be like a pinball bouncing off the rails of the pinball machine. And you could see people fighting with Karami. We're using a form of Karami here. Okay? Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that's for short, light weapons. Heavy weapons or long weapons are going to have a non-traditional 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, you can find your Karami here as well. Hand obviously up. If you notice, my hips and my legs are generating this power. The next thing is Abaniko. In Abaniko, I see a lot of people flipping like this, and they're going to hurt their wrists and elbows. They're trying to actually hyper-torque their elbow or their wrist with the ulna and the radia bending around. It feels kind of cool. You get a little adrenaline rush, but you're going to get some arthritis later on. But if you extend the arm when you do it, now there's no pressure on the radial and ulna at the origin and the extension of the bones. And so that's going to be a lot more safe. And again, that happens a lot where we're just measuring somebody and then we want to Abaniko, okay? The next would be a lariat. Umbrella block, strike. You can see my hip working. Other than that, there are all kinds of number 5 strikes at all kinds of angles. I just call them all number 5 because this is a cinco mano operation. They're the straight ski type or stabs. There is some information I want to share with the umbrella strike block is the sword turn that goes into it. Now as he strikes, I'm just going to be on this linear position like a lot of the Leo Haron group wants to use these stances, kind of a fencing stance or something, and they use a linear position. And then they're absorbing a lot of power. And if this is a heavy stick, it's knocking right at my, what Aikido is called a no point, and it can knock me over. Instead, I'm using circular motions and then abanikos, okay, to get around these type of things. All right. Abaniko, again, aim small, miss small. I tried to hit at the tip of the stick, right on the clavicle bone. It takes about 7 pounds of pressure to break a clavicle bone, and even these light sticks could do that pretty easy, or take a chip out of them. So now, the next thing is possibly having a double umbrella block if you're charging somebody. But again, turn, boom, turn, boom, boom. Okay, while you're coming in. Boom, bam, bam, bam. And so on. So again, this is very much like the position from Hung Yishang's chicken form. You got your little peekaboo spot in it. Again, here's 1, here's 2, sometimes 2 here, and you're looking through the peekaboo spot. Let's see, what other techniques? There are wiki ticks, okay, but you can only do those with really light sticks. You know how to do those with heavy weapons. There's what might you call this, spring-loaded weapons and spring-loaded strikes. And again, this is just going to be an abanico. But I'm hiding the length of my weapon. And that could be considered a wiki kick, I guess. Boom, now it's an abanico, wiki kick. And so again, it's just from the hidden position. Keeping it real simple, because all I want to do is hurt the guy in the beginning and then crash that line. And once crashing the line, let's just I'm into the throwing positions. And all my throwing positions are going to be taking the guy and then slamming it. Because I want to blow right through somebody's position. Oh yeah, the brush. The brush is really important. When we're brushing, I want to brush really close to my hand here, as opposed to up here. There's not good leverage here. This is a good strike. This might be a good cut, but a brush has to be right in here. And when I do that, boom, I'm going right across the fingernails. Boom! Right across the fingers to try to break them and create a loss of the stick. Thanks, Ern.